In this first video, the dashcam footage from a van caught the exact moment a landslide almost hit the bus in front. The video clearly shows a man running back to the bus as the driver started to go in reverse. It obviously looked like the landslide would be more spread out, but thankfully the bus kept a good distance from it. This footage takes place at 2 PM on a Saturday, and it features dashcam footage of a car traveling along a highway. As the car goes deeper into the fog, things are taking a sudden change, which gives him the fear of his life. As you can see on screen, the two cars in front of him suddenly brake as a car pile-up already took place a few moments before. It shows you in just a matter of seconds how everything can change, and they got extremely lucky. Driving this fast in these types of conditions is extremely dangerous, and it probably caused the pile-up. On the afternoon of July 4th, a tornado struck Dontai, destroying some farmhouses. The next day, a tornado traveled through the downtown of Dongming, Shandong. As you see, this farmland buildings were completely swept away by the massive tornado, ripping apart every piece of it. These multiple footage shows the terrifying moment these people had to go through, paralyzing totally Auris for hours. This next unusual footage was recorded at a beach in Nieuwpoort, Belgium. The video shows heavy winds blowing away bouncy castles and other inflatable games, swallowing people up. Everybody started to evacuate the scene as everything was being blown away, which is bizarre as they usually come with 40 anchors in the box. I think the best thing to do in this situation is to lay down so you avoid falling and hurting yourself. This is the dashcam footage of a Tesla driving on a highway in Colorado. At first you can see the road is extremely slippery as the car in front was sliding from left to right. What the back camera caught is at the same truly scary and a miracle. A black car was coming up extremely fast behind the Tesla and lost control, sliding in the opposite direction, nearly colliding with a truck. Thankfully, there was no accident, but how can he drive this fast when it is obvious that the road is dangerous? This next CCTV camera footage takes place somewhere in Europe, showing not only these two elderly women crossing the road, but also this building under construction with a demarcated area. Now everything looks perfect, but how can you predict something like this? As you can see on screen, the two elderly barely made it halfway through the road and the corner building just collapsed, and if they would have stopped or just came a few seconds later, the bricks could have fallen on them. A fire truck was also passing by at the same time, but it doesn't look that they were called for this exactly. This is what you can call a lucky day. On June 27th, 2024, a video was taken on Sanqing Mountain, Jiangxi province in China. Every car was already stopped as a small landslide occurred and covered the road, but this next one will leave the road totally disabled. At first, only a few trees were falling, but I think it is safe to say that a big chunk of this mountain is now non-existing. All the drivers were running from the area as it now covers a few meters high, and they obviously have no other choice but to turn back around. You know how little kids like to touch and try everything? Well, some people never change apparently, as this woman will definitely regret testing this soil tiller. The machine went completely out of control and moved in every direction. At first she didn't know what to do, but after a few moments she realized what she did and tried to stop the engine. It came to a stop after the owner came out, ending this mess. On a Friday night in 2024, a CCTV camera footage was recorded and later on surfaced online, showing this terrifying moment. Rockets started landing in Belgorod, near the Ukrainian border. The clip shows the biggest intersection in the city and life seems normal, but everything changes in just seconds, leaving everybody terrified. You can see the explosions in the background while everybody panics and almost causes collisions between each other. Apparently, not only the camera was shaking, but also the roads. It is extremely scary to just drive next to rockets falling from the sky. This footage showed a large explosion late on Monday at the site in the Shetland Islands off the northern coast of Scotland. It spewed great plumes of fire and smoke into the air. It occurred in August the 20th, showing the rocket engine exploded in flames during a test at the Saxavord spaceport in Scotland. The site had been evacuated prior to the test. From information I found on the internet, it looks like the static fire started, an engine, the fire was aborted, and then either a pressure vent opened that should not have. Whichever, it was pouring out ignited and started the fire, which progressed as the heat caused additional lines to fail, until around the 1 minute mark where the tank had heated enough to lose enough strength and the weight of the tank toppled off.